While Microsoft Excel is a well-established application, its user interface can be a little busy, which, if you're new to Excel, can make it intimidating. So before we start to use Excel, we're going to take a look at some of the ways that we can customize its layout. Starting at the top, we have a search bar that we can use to learn about features in Excel, or can be used to search for keywords in a workbook or worksheet. However, as the Home ribbon also has a Find and Select option that can perform a similar function, and the search bar takes up a lot of space while also being a little distracting, we're going to change it from a text bar to a small icon. If we select File, then from the sidebar choose More. From the quick menu, if we now choose Options, then in General, locate and tick the option Collapse the Microsoft search box by default. When we click OK, the search box will revert to being an icon. Next, we have something called the Quick Access toolbar, which on the one hand will provide us with a way to quickly access functions that we might regularly use, for example saving or printing, but on the other, it makes Excel look cluttered. So let's take a look at how we can edit or disable this feature. While there is a button that will allow us to customize the Quick Access toolbar, this option is limited. So we're going to take a look at the setting where we can more easily control this toolbar. Once again, if we select File, then choose More in the sidebar by clicking Options and then locating and choosing Quick Access Toolbar. As you can see in the main panel, we have two columns. One column for the icons that we can add to the Quick Access Toolbar, and a second column displaying what's already in the toolbar. So if we simply want to edit the Quick Access Toolbar, we can use the two columns to add or remove icons. For example, we like to include in our Quick Access toolbar the Quick Print and Print Preview and Print icons, as these functions are kind of hidden away in the File menu. So by scrolling down the list in the left column and finding Print Preview and Print, we can either drag and drop an icon to the right column or use the arrow buttons to move a function to our Quick Access toolbar. Let's click OK so that we can update our toolbar. Alternatively, if we wish to remove the Quick Access toolbar, if we return to File and choose More, then Options, by returning to Quick Access toolbar and unticking the setting Show Quick Access toolbar, when we click OK, we will remove the Quick Access toolbar from Excel, only leaving the title of our workbook at the top of the Excel window. As we mentioned earlier, we like to have the Quick Print and Print Preview icons in our Quick Access toolbar. So for now, we're going to re-enable the Quick Access toolbar. When the ribbon interface for Excel was first introduced, it was a little controversial, with perhaps its biggest criticism being how much space it takes up on the screen. While this is less of a problem if you're using a large monitor, as we're using a laptop with a 13-inch screen, we can't see all that much of our workbook. So to hide the ribbon, if we locate the chevron in the bottom right-hand corner of our ribbon and click it, the ribbon will be hidden, giving us more space to see our spreadsheet. To pin the ribbon back into Excel, if we select a menu option, the ribbon for that menu will appear. Now if we click on the pin icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the ribbon, a ribbon will once again be permanently presented in Excel. Another feature of Excel that we find to be incredibly distracting is the mini toolbar. So for example, if we highlight a cell or a word in a cell, then right-click our mouse, a mini toolbar will appear displaying various formatting options. While this initially might seem to be a useful function, as the mini toolbar is simply repeating what's already been displayed in the ribbon, this is a feature that we prefer to switch off. To disable the mini toolbar, if we return to File and choose More, then Options. In the General Settings, we're going to disable the option Show Mini Toolbar on Selection. After clicking OK, now when we highlight a piece of text, the mini toolbar should no longer be displayed. When preparing this video, we noticed that initially when we disabled the option Show Mini Toolbar on Selection, the mini toolbar would actually disable. However, repeatedly switching the option on and off has for some reason broken this setting. So the only way that we can actually disable the mini toolbar is by adding something to our Windows registry, which, as this is a video about Excel, may not be something that you're comfortable with doing. However, if like us, you simply cannot ignore the mini toolbar and are prepared to fiddle with the inner workings of Windows, we're going to demonstrate what you need to do. First, we need to close Excel. And using the Start button, open Search and find something called Registry Editor. When the Registry Editor opens, we now need to drill down through the following folders: HKey, Current User, Software, Microsoft, Office. Then open the folder with the version number of Office that you're using, which in our case is 16. We then need to open Common and locate and open Toolbars. Within Toolbars, we now need to open the Excel folder. Next, moving our cursor into the left panel, we need to right-click our mouse to display a quick menu, to which we now need to choose New and dword 32-bit value. We now need to name the new dword value Allow Menu Floaties. Finally, we need to check that our new dword entry has a value of 0, which signifies Don't Display. After we close the Registry Editor and return to Excel, when we reopen our workbook and highlight some text, we should find that the mini toolbar is no longer visible, which should be the case if we right-click on a cell or if we highlight a piece of text within a cell and then right-click. Finally, at the bottom of the screen, we have the status bar, which, while it does present useful information, currently includes a number of items that are distracting and make Excel look cluttered. Starting from the left, we have an indicator that tells us the number of worksheets in our workbook. We then have an icon that monitors how accessible our spreadsheet is for people with disabilities. On the right side of the status bar, we then have a number of icons that allow us to change how our spreadsheet is viewed, which are all very useful when trying to get a spreadsheet to fit nicely on a page when printed. Finally, in the far right side of the status bar, we have a zoom, which helps to control how much of the spreadsheet is currently being displayed. In order to customize the status bar, if we place our mouse pointer in an area on the status bar that does not have any information or icons, and then right-click our mouse button, a quick menu will appear. We can now add or remove elements from the status bar by ticking or unticking options. For us, we like to remove Accessibility Checker from the status bar, but add Numerical Count, Minimize and Maximize. The reason we do this is because the status bar can act as a quick calculator, in that if we highlight a range of cells in our spreadsheet, specific values are automatically totaled in the status bar. Let's demonstrate by highlighting a random range of cells. You can see that as we highlight our cells, in the status bar we're presented with totals which include the average, a count of the cells highlighted, a count of the cells containing numbers, the minimum and maximum values of the highlighted cells, along with the sum total of our highlighted range of data. which are all very handy if we just need a quick answer to a specific piece of data. Finally, let's show you how Excel looks once we've decluttered or customized it to our liking. While this layout may not be to everyone's taste, at the end of the day, Microsoft Excel is just a tool. So hopefully you've seen something that will help you to customize your instance of Excel to help you work better.